three-man rush. Now, so many Giants around. Pass intended for Jackie Smith. And now, look at Ken Parker go. And we've been expecting it all day. It was just here, and you knew it. And there it is, folks. It's like an ugly boil. It was bound to go, and it has gone.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And what I want to do here today is finish up the offensive side of the ball by going over the Giants' offensive line, their situation heading into the NFL draft. And then tomorrow I'll start off with the, I'll continue on, but I'll go to the defensive side of the ball. But to round things up here with the offensive line, this is another position we need help on. I would be looking in first to the third rounds for us to be taking an offensive lineman, guard or center. If we take a center, maybe slide Nick Gates over to guard. Or if we draft a guard, then we can give, have Hernandez, and depending upon who we wind up drafting, what round they're in, obviously they got to battle it out in in training and all that and everything. But if we draft somebody early enough as a guard, there's a good chance they'll have a decent shot at starting at the right guard, because we need somebody to take the place of Zeitler. We haven't done anything majorly to help the offensive line. Help it. Getting rid of Zeitler was hurting it. I mean, hurt the offensive line. So we got a weapon here, a weapon there, but you're almost kind of defeating the purpose when you're weak in your offensive line. So it's very important for us to get somebody on the offensive line to help take the place of Zeitler. Now, whether that's getting a center, maybe sliding Gates over. Maybe Gates won't be as good as Zeitler is at guard, but we'll be getting in a decent center. So, but this is somebody in the first or third rounds that will be, I think, will certainly be addressing. I mean, we have like 12 guys on signed on the roster for the offensive line. Picking somebody in the 6th round, I mean, it's not really gonna. I mean, unless they see somebody, that sticks out to them like a sore thumb, I can't see drafting anybody like in the 6th round or so. Maybe the 4th round, but if you're trying to replace Zeitler, you don't want to take chances. Get somebody in the 1st, 2nd, or at the absolute latest 3rd round to plug in there and help your offensive line. Once again, help Daniel Jones, help the wide receivers, help Saquon Barkley. Let's take care of it. Now, the only thing is that I can't see us grabbing a tackle at all, unless like Penei Sewell fell to it. I see some draft. One of the ones I just saw, he went to the Chargers at number 13. I mean, man, he fell that far, huh? I saw, who was it? Slater went, in the top like 7 or 8. Christian Darisaw went before Penei Sewell. So, I mean, who knows? But, I mean, I think like if Sewell fell to us, that might be, the only person I would wind up taking as a tackle, maybe, and just put him right in there. Then you got your 2 bookends. Now you got you got Thomas and Sewell for the next 10 years. You don't have to worry about an offensive tackle. You're good to go there. Other than that, I wouldn't bother taking a tackle. because you have Peart there, and then you got Solder too. But you want to see, if Rob Sale can come in and help develop Peart into, I'm not asking for a Hall of Famer, an All-Pro, anything of the sort, all right? Just, can we get a decent, job out of Peart? That's all, at right tackle. If not, then we know we need to address that either in free agency, next year or in the draft. But it's a big year for a lot of people. Peart's one of them. He's got to show something. But we'll see. But it said the Giants got 12 guys on the roster that are signed. 8 out of the 12 have played 3 years in the league or less. So we got a lot of guys that are young. So we got that going for us. But we need help. Okay. Now Gettleman, he's found a couple diamonds in the rough. In the past, he found Nick Gates, 2018, undrafted, out of Nebraska. He's doing a pretty good job for us. Then when he was with Carolina, he drafted Trey Turner in the 3rd round. Not an exceptionally late pick, but he drafted. He was a guard. He drafted him in the 3rd round in the 2014 draft, and he became a 5-time Pro Bowler. So Gettleman's got his ways of spotting some talent later on. Then don't forget Andrew Norwell too. Remember, I think it was 2018 when he became a free agent. A lot of people had him penciled in as the Giants' guard because Gettleman got him into the Carolina. He was undrafted. He was undrafted in 2014. And Gettleman brought him in. And I said a lot of people, after he played 4 years in Carolina, 2018 free agent, and a lot of people just penciled him in because Gettleman brought him in. Gettleman's now with the Giants, so we thought we were gonna get him and all and everything. And Tom Coughlin in Jacksonville scoffed him up, but he was a undrafted in 2014. 2014, he signed a 3-year deal for $1.5 million, $500,000 a year. 2017, he went to the Pro Bowl, I believe, with PFF, or whatever you think of PFF. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm kind of just middle of the road. Had him ranked as the 3rd best guard in all of football. So it paid off for him because in 2018, Jacksonville scoffed him up. I don't know how hardly the Giants were going after him, but there was a possibility the Giants were trying to get him. But Jacksonville got him, signed him for a 5-year, $66.5 million deal. So he came in the league making $500,000 a year, and after playing for 4 years, he went up to $13.5 million a year. So he did pretty good for him, or not quite 13.5, but it was over $13 million a year. So he did pretty well for himself. But as I said, Gates undrafted. Gettleman got him in. Norwell undrafted. Gettleman got him in. So he has a knack. He can possibly find those diamonds in the rough. Now, as I said, with the draft coming up, as I said, you're trying to replace Zeitler. You're not trying to it's not like a game of Monopoly. Let's roll the dice. Hopefully you can find another diamond in the rough. Now, you want to find somebody that can take the place of either get a center in there or get a guard. Now, as I said, if you don't get Sewell, I mean, in the 1st round, you might like a Vera-Tucker, possibly from Alijah Vera-Tucker from USC. Or you can get Slater from Northwestern. You put him in there possibly at a guard. Then there's that would be those would be first round guys. After that, now you're starting to get into like the second and third round picks, which would be the latest that I would wind up trying to grab a center or a guard if you're going to plan on putting them in the starting lineup. You got the center from Oklahoma, Creed Humphrey. Now he's been projected in anywhere from the second round to the third round. He's a very good center. So if you got him as a center, you could put Gates over at guard. Then there's the very good guard, Wyatt Davis from Ohio State. He's projected to go second round. I can't see him going to third. He's very good. I can see second round with him. So he would probably be there for us in the second round if we wanted to go that. Then there's Trey Smith from Tennessee. I've seen him second, possibly third round. He's a guard. You could put him in. Then there's Deontay Brown. He's another one. Possibly like a third rounder. And then there's Landon Dickerson. So between Deontay Brown and Landon Dickerson, I saw on one of the websites, they were listing the top offensive linemen. Of course, Alabama had like 3 of the top 18 offensive linemen in the draft. Now the thing is with Landon Dickerson, he was voted like the best center in all of college football. So he would be rated even higher. He might even be a first round pick. But with him, he started off with Florida State. He's had 2 knee injuries. His first knee injury was when he was with Florida State. I believe he played 2 years there. Transferred over to Alabama, and this past year he had another knee injury. And if you remember, if you saw the college, if you saw the game against Ohio State, the championship game, when toward the end with like a minute or so left to go, Saban sent him in to take the final fight, a snap or 2, because they were just kneeling on the ball because they were up by like 28 points, I think it was. So, but he's had 2 knee injuries. If he didn't have those knee injuries, he would probably, quite possibly, might be a first round selection. But I've seen anywhere from him from like second, maybe a third rounder. But those are the guys that I would be looking at in anywhere from the first to the third round for us to try to draft, where we can just kind of almost plug and play and help take the place of Zeitler, or as I said, get a center and move Gates on over. But you got to see what's Hernandez going to do this year. He's young, but we're going to have to pay him. Is he going to be worth paying? And Peart. Is he going to be a serviceable right tackle? Is he just going to be a backup? What's he going to be? So it's a big year for him. So Rob Sale's got his work cut out for him, and the same thing with Shane Lemieux. He's a good run blocker, but can we get him to pass protect? A lot to say. I said we have 12 guys on the roster, a lot of young guys on the roster, but we don't have a lot of quality on the roster. So look in the first, second, or third round for the Giants to take an offensive lineman, guard, or center. I said the only one I would wind up taking would be if you got like Penei Sewell at a tackle. Grab him in the first round. Other than that, I wouldn't worry so much about a tackle. I would grab, as I said, a center or a guard. And then tomorrow what I'll start doing is I'll start going over the defensive line. So this takes care of the offense. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!